Right? Welcome, welcome, welcome for just a discussion that might help you. It might help me. It might help any other person. Right? So, the previous video we talked about how I was kicked out by my stepmother. But did you ask your questions? Why was I kicked? Why was this all happening? That's a story for another day. But do you know what happened after this? This is what happened after I was kicked. The kind of life I used to live on after and even before. So, this happens like I was living in the house, but I was literally living out of fear. I was living out of, I can't access anything like freely because of fear. It was like you can't even raise your voice to discuss about something serious, maybe with your dad, because out of fear. But who am I? I'll just sometimes step on it and just wait a minute and focus on what I want to do, right? You know, life can be very, very difficult sometimes, but you don't have time to share it out, not because you don't like it, but because you don't trust human beings, right? And do you know that human beings sometimes can be very happy when you try to, the life can sometimes be difficult in your side, or when you are trying to go down. This is the time you will realize who is too close with you. Never mind, I didn't have time to share it out. I just have my parents, maybe to discuss with. But this is the point that I did not even have to tell maybe my mom, because I know what could have happened if at all she was still there, or if she was there. So, you know, if you are close with your dad, sometimes it's also helpful when you don't have a mother. But it's also vice versa. If you don't have a dad and you're close to your mom, it's always helpful. You can find solution. But what of if you don't have both? Where will you go? That's another question. But in this world, there must be somebody that must be there for you in every kind of life. Live that. So it was just on a weekday around 10 p.m. I've just done normal chores. So I was just moving around the house. Then, darkness. Not electricity darkness, not any kind of darkness, not spiritual darkness, not any kind, but I chew my darkness. I don't know what happened to my mind. I don't know what happens to me. I can't explain beyond that because already I was in darkness. But I'll pick it after I've wake up from this. After I've wake up from this blinding, this I can say this blinding thing. You know what happened? I just realized, oh, I have to call my dad and let him know what has happened, what is going on. Because I was avoiding it. But I was very sweating. I was sweating that I could not help myself. I took off the cloth, I was still sitting. The fan, I was still sweating. I was confused and still nervous because I was living out of fear. I was living out of stress. I was living because anything can happen to me any minute in your room, where you can sleep but there is no sleep. In your bed, in these things you maybe you bought with your own money, but there is no peace in that blanket, not because you like it, but because the devil is coming in between, maybe your stepmother, right? So I could stress myself. I stressed. I could wake up and maybe just go and walk in a certain market there, doing nothing without money. I just walk, come back. Sometimes I go somewhere, people doesn't know this. You might make me and say, hi, are you there? Are you there? Long time, smiling with me. But inside me, I knew what I was going through. Sometimes I just walk maybe to one of my friends, two of friends, just say talk, but I will not open like what is going in me. Right? Because I do know what will be the situation. So, wait a minute. The thing is, what is the benefit somebody gets when you are deeply stressed or you are deeply in depression or when that person is trying to bring you down? What is the thing they always face? Right? So I keep on asking, dear Lord, have mercy on me. Have mercy in me. Something is very serious happening here. I thought of, let me just grab a phone because it was now too much. I was dizzy. Even after that, I could not just think straight. I was still stressed, sweating. Then I realized I called my dad. My dad actually was somewhere, but at work with their bosses. So when I called, I was crying. Then he realized something wrong. Then I told Dad, I'm not feeling well. Kindly, if you're around, or just let me know what to do. Or I want to go to hospital. I'm not feeling well. After all, I've just found myself. I fell down and I chose some darkness. Then I fell down. Then I don't know what happened between my falling down, but I am up. But I'm still feeling my body is not my body, and I'm still sweating. I'm confused. I'm in another world. Then he asked me, he likes joking around. Then he told me, which world are you? Have you gone to US or have you gone to Europe? Then I told him, Dad, continue giving me hopes. Continue blessing me. Right? So, finally, when he received the message, but he was also in a situation that he got shocked. He was like, he drive. Within 2 minutes, they were there with their bosses. Imagine they were going for field to work. So they didn't come immediately. It took some time. But I was still in this room. Milk, he was very far, not close. So by the time he was to get home, it was around 7 p.m. So this I was just there. I drink milk. I drink cold water. I went to see a neighbor. Like I just went to explain at least one person to know what is happening. It's a friend. So I told her, Mama, so and so, this has happened to me. Then he told me, oh God, have you told your dad? Then I said, I've told him he's coming. Then he told me, just try and live. Just try to be yourself. Just try to come back. Just accept everything that is happening. She tried to like talk to me. Then I said, oh, why not? I went to the house, I just chilled there, I relaxed. She keeps on coming and asking if I'm okay. So by 7, my dad came, and the first question I was asked with the bosses, are you pregnant? So I laughed. Then another one also, or none. Are you pregnant? Then I say, through osmosis or through effusion, then I am. If it is not two things, then I'm not. Then they ask another one, why? I don't know last when I had a relationship. It is years and years. So I know I'm safe. That's why if it is division, osmosis, fine. So be it. So the whole of my dad was laughing. Then when my dad likes a joke, then my dad was like, hey, so you don't even think of it. Then I said, no. Now I was now over 30, right? So I was driven to Russia hospital. So when we got there, the first thing, doctor asked if I'm pregnant, so that they can explanation how it was looked like maybe I was pregnant. Then it was detected I'm not. She tested it because maybe they thought I could lie or maybe something has happened. So they just do some tests. Then the doctor realized maybe I have something burning me or I'm on a stressful life. Then I just saw my dad nodding head. Then I said, doctor, it could be true what you're saying. It's stress. But I didn't explain further. I find myself crying. But I want to cry today. I just went on with life. I was given some counseling, like sort of, and talking, blah blah. We had because it was night time, so they have to drive me back to the house. Remember, my dad was just in the field. He used to stay in Nairobi. So remember, after that, he's gone. So I was still in this house. But again, ask yourself, how did it happen? And did I sleep in this house? How was me at that time? My brother and sister, the sleep cannot be sleeping if you are not stress free. I went back to the house after they've gone because I ate outside before I come in. So I was almost full because I found myself I ate properly now. But when I get to the house, there's just some sweat. I was sweating, still not sleeping. I was like, I locked the door inside so that something cannot happen. Even if it is happening, I have. But still, I could not sleep. I keep on waking, peeping. In Africa, you have the mosquito net. Sometimes I just don't want to take mosquito nets to cover me because I'm out of fear. I don't cover myself. I just look. So I find myself sometimes I'm stressing myself for no reason. Then I say, God, help me. So I found a solution. One of my friends said that you need to be praying. I just late. One day I just sit down and say, let me collect this thing into one basket, but I want them let it go. I will not suffer and will not see if I'm suffering. Now I'll be ready to face it. So I was ready to face it. By the time I was ready to face these difficulties, there was blessings every day, every day, every day, every day. So no matter what you're going, no matter what you're facing, the Lord is preparing you for a lighter way to follow. Don't give up. That is the kind I suffered when I was living with my stepmom. Fear. I could not sleep peacefully because of fear. I could not eat and get full because of fear. You go out, you come, but you just out of fear. But all in all, today I am where I am. I thank God, even though I don't have my mom, but I still appreciate that life. So this is, it is what it is. Let us not make people live out of fear. If you come across the video, subscribe. Let's move forward. Thank you. Bye. Love you all.